Aaron Rodgers is one of those rare athletes whose career goes beyond numbers, trophies, and even the game itself. He has become a cultural figure, a symbol of perseverance, excellence, and individuality in a sport that often rewards conformity. His story, filled with both triumph and turbulence, reflects the journey of a man who was never handed anything easily, but instead fought for every opportunity, crafted his own identity, and ultimately became one of the most influential quarterbacks in NFL history. To tell the story of Aaron Rodgers is to tell the story of resilience, mastery, and the search for legacy in a league where greatness is fleeting and legends are made only by those who endure. Rodgers' rise to stardom was far from straightforward. Coming out of high school in Chico, California, he was overlooked by major college programs. Unlike many of his peers who had scouts lining up at their doors, Rodgers had to begin his collegiate career at Butte Community College. For some athletes, starting at a junior college is a setback that derails dreams. For Rodgers, it was the first step in a journey defined by patience and persistence. His talent quickly became undeniable, and he transferred to the University of California, Berkeley, where he made his mark as one of the most accurate and composed quarterbacks in the nation. By the time he declared for the NFL draft, Rodgers had proven himself to be far more than an overlooked prospect. He was a future star. But even then, the draft reminded Rodgers that his path would never be smooth. In 2005, he was projected by many to be the first overall pick. Instead, he endured a long, humiliating slide down the draft board, sitting in the green room as team after team passed him over. Finally, with the 24th pick, the Green Bay Packers selected him. For some, falling that far would have been a bitter pill to swallow. For Rodgers, it became fuel. He would never forget the experience, and it forged a chip on his shoulder that he would carry throughout his career. That chip would become both a driving force for his excellence and a central part of his identity as a competitor. Joining the Packers meant sitting behind Brett Favre, one of the most beloved and iconic quarterbacks in NFL history. For 3 years, Rodgers waited in the shadows, learning, preparing, and quietly honing his craft. It was not an easy role. Fans adored Favre, and Rodgers often faced criticism simply for being the man who might one day replace him. But in those years, Rodgers built patience, resilience, and the calmness under pressure that would become his signature. When his time finally came in 2008, he was ready, not just to play but to excel immediately. Rodgers' early years as a starter silenced any doubts. His arm strength, precision, and ability to make impossible throws quickly established him as one of the league's most talented quarterbacks. But it was his ability to extend plays, his intelligence in reading defenses, and his uncanny knack for performing in clutch moments that separated him from the rest. In 2010, he led the Packers on a remarkable playoff run that culminated in a Super Bowl victory, earning Super Bowl MVP honors. For a fan base steeped in tradition and accustomed to legendary quarterbacks, Rodgers delivered validation that he was not just a successor to Favre. He was forging a legacy of his own. What made Rodgers so captivating on the field was his artistry. Watching him play was like watching a magician. His footwork, his release, and his ability to throw with pinpoint accuracy from awkward angles set him apart. He turned broken plays into highlights, threading passes through impossibly tight windows, and making throws few quarterbacks in history could attempt, let alone complete. His passer ratings, touchdown-to-interception ratios, and efficiency shattered records, and he redefined what elite quarterback play could look like. Analysts often described him as the most talented quarterback to ever play the game. And while debates about the greatest of all time will always rage on, Rodgers' raw ability remains almost universally unmatched. Yet Rodgers' career has also been defined by complexities. While he has collected MVP awards and Pro Bowl selections, the elusive second Super Bowl title has escaped him. Time and again, the Packers fell short in the playoffs, often due to circumstances beyond his control, injuries, defensive lapses, or coaching decisions. For many, this has sparked debates about legacy. But for Rodgers, his journey has always been about more than championships. His commitment to excellence, even in the face of disappointment, reflects a deeper story, one of resilience, of continuing to show up and compete at the highest level despite setbacks. Beyond the field, Rodgers has always marched to the beat of his own drum. He is thoughtful, outspoken, and unafraid to challenge expectations. Whether discussing his philosophies, his views on life, or even controversial topics, he has never shied away from being authentic. This authenticity has sometimes made him a polarizing figure, but it also makes him compelling. Rodgers is not interested in being a cookie-cutter superstar. He is interested in being himself, and that individuality has only deepened the connection for fans who admire his willingness to stand apart. His move to the New York Jets later in his career symbolized a new chapter, one filled with anticipation and intrigue. For years, he had carried the Packers, but now he had the chance to bring his leadership, experience, and skill to a team hungry for relevance. Although his first season with the Jets was derailed by a devastating Achilles injury just minutes into the opener, the story was not about tragedy, it was about resilience. Rodgers immediately committed to returning, defying conventional recovery timelines and reminding the world that his competitive fire was as strong as ever. For him, setbacks are never the end. They are simply another challenge to overcome. When we talk about Rodgers' legacy, it extends far beyond stats and awards. He has inspired an entire generation of quarterbacks who model their games after his creativity and precision. His ability to throw on the run, his mastery of the back shoulder pass, and his calmness under pressure have become templates for modern quarterback play. His name is often mentioned alongside legends like Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Joe Montana, not just because of his accomplishments, but because of the way he changed the way the position is played. What makes Rodgers truly special, though, is the way he represents perseverance in the face of doubt. He was overlooked in high school, doubted in the draft, overshadowed early in his career, and criticized in moments of playoff heartbreak. Yet, through it all, he has continued to write one of the most remarkable careers in NFL history. His journey is proof that greatness is not about an easy path. It is about what you do when the world doubts you, when the odds are stacked against you, and when setbacks seem insurmountable. Aaron Rodgers is a reminder that true greatness is not just about trophies, but about legacy, resilience, and authenticity. He is a quarterback who has given fans countless unforgettable moments, who has redefined what is possible at his position, and who has shown that the journey itself is as meaningful as the destination. His story is still being written, but no matter how it ends, his impact will be felt for generations. Thank you for taking this journey into the legacy of Aaron Rodgers, a player whose story continues to inspire fans and athletes alike. If his resilience, authenticity, and brilliance moved you, take a moment to reflect on how his journey mirrors the battles we all face in pursuit of our own goals. Don't forget to like this video if you were inspired. Share it with others who value the greatness of athletes who stand the test of time, and subscribe so you won't miss more powerful tributes to legends who shape the world of sports.